Curious to learn about the forgotten confections that were once bursting to the brim with flavor? Stick around because we're diving into 20 famous desserts that have faded into history. Today, we're taking a sweet trip down memory lane, exploring desserts that were once all the rage but have since slipped into obscurity. Ready to discover some delectable history? Let's get started. Number 1. Syllabub. The first pick is syllabub. This dessert originated in England and was commonly found in the 16th to 19th centuries. It was made from cream, sugar, and wine or cider. It was enjoyed as a refreshing, creamy dessert, which was partly liquid like a beverage. Just try to picture yourself enjoying a glass of rich, sugary nectar after one too many servings of pasta. Sounds delightful, right? However, this refreshing dessert has become quite an uncommon sight to see these days. Number 2. Blancmange. The blancmange is a dessert that originates from medieval Europe. This dessert was made from almond milk and jellies that were popular amongst Europeans and were sweetened with sugar and rose water. The softness and mild taste of this treat was also appreciated. However, it was eventually replaced by either denser desserts or more visually appealing ones. Number 3. Floating islands. Floating islands, or îles flottantes, was love on a plate and a sure-shot way of exhibiting your culinary prowess at the dining table. This dessert can be described as mere meringue pieces swimming like islands surrounded with a sea of vanilla custard. Gentle, frivolous, and frankly, beautiful to behold. Floating islands were a true leader in French delicacies. However, the detailed process meant less people wanted to attempt to make it, so it has become less frequent in many households today. Number 4. Tipsy cake. The tipsy cake, dating back to the 18th century, was a boozy dessert made by soaking a cake in sherry or brandy. Often served with custard, it was a hit at parties. Unfortunately, as drinking habits changed and lighter desserts became preferred, tipsy cake slowly faded away. Number 5. Indian pudding. Indian pudding is an iconic dessert originating from the New England region of the United States and is prepared using cornmeal, milk, and molasses, all cooked over a slow fire. This early American classic pudding derives from ingredients available in colonial America, but its preparation is lengthy and the pudding itself looks quite rustic. Which is most likely the reason why it faded in popularity in the modern, fast-paced world. Number 6. Apple pendouti. Similar to a cobbler, apple pendouti was a favorite in early America. This dessert featured spiced apples covered with a biscuit or pie crust, which was then doutied or broken up during baking to soak up the juices. While delicious, it's been largely replaced by the more familiar apple pie. Number 7. Queen of Puddings. The Queen of Puddings is one of Britain's oldest dessert creations. It sat on a crisp layer of custard-based coating that was thickened with eggs and breadcrumbs, spread with sweet fruity jam, and finished off with a fluffy meringue layer. This impressive, many-layered cake is thought to have originated in the 17th century, and the fact that it was being served on royal tables would speak for itself and confirm that it is food fit only for the royal banquets. It made for a lovely pudding, with all the breadcrumbs soaked up nicely into the custard base, and the flavor complemented by the sweet jam at the side. Queen of Puddings is still familiar to modern British people as one of the most tasty and outstanding desserts of the close past. Number 8. Pears Bella Elena. Created by using the well-known chef Auguste Escoffier, Pears Bella Elena consisted of poached pears served with vanilla ice cream and drizzled with chocolate sauce. Despite its beauty, this dessert has been overshadowed by more present-day, flashy creations. Number 9. Nestle Road Pudding. Nesselrode pudding was a decadent frozen dessert made from chestnut puree, candied fruits, and liqueur. The chestnut puree provided a rich, earthy base, while the candied fruits added bursts of sweetness and texture. The inclusion of liqueur, often maraschino or rum, imparted a subtle, luxurious depth of flavor that elevated the entire dish. However, the complex and time consuming preparation process, requiring careful blending and precise molding, likely contributed to its decline. Number 10. Harlequin Custard. A visually attractive kind of dessert called Harlequin custard was especially emphasized by the contrast of the different layers' colors. Each layer had its own taste and shade that appealed to the eyes as well as the taste buds of many eaters. First introduced in the Victorian period, it was typically made with a vanilla custard base, while later layers could be chocolate, raspberry, or pistachio, adding natural food coloring, creating an attractive layered cake that was red, green, pink, and so on. Though it no longer exists, this dessert is considered to be one of the masterpieces in history of desserts. Number 11. Treacle Tart. Made famous by British literature, treacle tart is a sweet pastry filled with a mixture of golden syrup, breadcrumbs, and lemon. Though still beloved by some, its rich sweetness has been replaced by lighter desserts. Number 12. Lemon Sago. Lemon sago, a fresh dessert made with sago pearls and lemon juice, became a famous summertime dessert. Its particular texture and tart taste were loved during its time, but nowadays it is hardly ever seen outside of historical cookbooks. Number 13. Cabinet Pudding. Cabinet pudding is a steamed or baked dessert made with leftover bread, sponge cake, or biscuits blended with custard and fruit. This thrifty and scrumptious dessert is uncommon these days as options shifted closer to brisker, more visually appealing cakes. Number 14. Hummingbird Cake. Originating inside the southern United States, hummingbird cake is a wet, flavorful cake made with bananas, pineapple, and pecans. Despite its deliciousness, it has seen a decline in popularity, perhaps because of the rising trend of less complicated desserts and cupcakes. Number 15. Lemon Flemery. Lemon Flemery was a dessert beyond compare during the hotter seasons, as it was a cold tart made up of lemon, sugar, and gelatin, mixed in with nuts or fruits. The usage of the tart can be linked back to the 18th century when it rose in popularity and was widely accepted in most homes across Europe. This delicious item was renowned during its time period due to its lemony taste and its magnificently creamy consistency. Today, lemon flemery no longer exists, but it is still memorable to those who are lucky enough to try this exquisite dish and appreciate its delicate aromas. Number 16. Snow Pudding. One well-liked winter dessert was snow pudding, which was a light, airy concoction made from beaten egg whites, sugar, and gelatin. This heavenly delicacy was washed down by a sharp lemon sauce that provided a burst of tangy lemon flavor on the smooth pudding. Snow pudding was created in the first half of the 19th century and used to be served in winter and during the Christmas holidays. People's taste buds eventually became inclined towards more luxurious pudding, and with the appearance of other tasty puddings, such as chocolate mousse and creme brulee, the snow pudding gradually went out of fashion. Number 17. Fruitful. Fruitful, an easy and beautiful dessert made from pureed fruit folded into sweetened whipped cream, was a summertime staple. Its simplicity was probably its downfall, as extra complex and visually appealing cakes have taken its position. Number 18. Rhubarb Betty. Rhubarb Betty, a cousin to the more famous apple brown Betty, features layers of spiced rhubarb and breadcrumbs. This humble, comforting dessert has faded as rhubarb itself became less common in modern kitchens. Number 19. Baba au rum. Baba au rum, a small yeast cake soaked in rum syrup, was a classic French dessert. Its rich flavor and boozy kick were much loved, but it's now a rare find outside of specialty pastries. Number 20. Chestnut Mont Blanc. Lastly, we've got chestnut Mont Blanc, a dessert made from sweetened chestnut puree and whipped cream fashioned into a mountain. This stylish dessert became a favorite in European cafes. However, it eventually was overshadowed by way more trendy creations. That's it for this video, folks. Hope you loved our list of nostalgic desserts. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you think we overlooked any dessert in our list, be sure to leave a comment. Until next time.